The elevator pitch. An elevator pitch is a concise, impactful description of your product or service that can be delivered in 30 seconds or less. The goal is to spark interest and leave the prospect wanting to know more. Imagine you're pitching to someone important in an elevator ride. How would you grab their attention and make them curious? The AIDA Formula: attention, interest, desire, action. This classic sales technique guides the buyer's journey. Attention: grab their focus with a bold claim, question, or statistic. Interest: showcase benefits that resonate with their needs. Desire: create an emotional connection by illustrating how your solution solves their problems. Action: end with a clear, compelling call to action, e.g., sign up now. Solution selling: rather than pushing a product, focus on understanding the customer's pain points. Position your product as the solution to their specific problems. Ask probing questions, listen carefully, and align your pitch with their needs. Consultative selling: act as a trusted advisor instead of a salesperson. Build trust by offering genuine advice, even if it means recommending a competitor. Customers appreciate honesty and expertise, which can lead to long-term loyalty. Spin selling: situation, problem, implication, need, payoff. Developed by Neil Rackham, spin selling focuses on asking strategic questions. Situation: gather context about the customer's current setup. Problem: identify the challenges they're facing. Implication: highlight the consequences of not addressing those problems. Need, payoff: show how your product solves those issues and creates value. The Reciprocity Principle. This psychological technique leverages the human tendency to return favors. Offer something valuable up front, like a free sample, consultation, or helpful advice. This generosity often motivates customers to reciprocate by considering your offer more seriously. Social proof. People trust the experiences of others. Showcase testimonials, reviews, case studies, and endorsements to build credibility and demonstrate that your product has helped others. Seeing real-world success builds confidence in potential buyers. The Scarcity Tactic. Create urgency by highlighting limited availability or time-sensitive offers. Phrases like "only 3 spots left" or "offer ends at midnight" tap into the fear of missing out, FOMO, motivating quicker decision-making. Upselling and Cross-Selling. Upselling: encourage customers to buy a higher-tier product or service. Example: for just $20 more, you can double the storage. Cross-selling: suggest complementary products. Example: people who bought this also love our cleaning solution. Both techniques boost revenue and enhance the customer's experience. Storytelling in sales. Stories resonate more than statistics. Craft a narrative about how your product has transformed someone's life or business. A relatable and emotional story can leave a lasting impression on potential buyers. The Challenger Sale. Challenge the customer's assumptions with fresh insights. Educate them on problems they didn't know they had and show how your solution is the best way forward. This technique works well for experienced buyers who think they've seen it all. Active listening. Effective sales start with listening, not talking. Pay close attention to the customer's words, tone, and concerns. Repeat back key points to show understanding and tailor your response to their specific needs. Follow-up techniques. Most sales are made after multiple follow-ups. Use personalized emails, phone calls, or texts to stay on the customer's radar. Each follow-up should add value, not just serve as a reminder. The power of questions. Ask open-ended questions like, "What's the biggest challenge you're facing?" This invites detailed answers, helping you identify their true needs and build rapport. Avoid yes or no questions, as they don't encourage dialogue. Handling objections. Objections are opportunities to clarify doubts. Address concerns confidently by empathizing and providing facts or examples. For instance, if someone says, "It's too expensive," explain the long-term value or ROI of the product. The close. Every sale must end with a clear closing strategy. Direct close. Are you ready to move forward? Assumptive close. Should I set this up for delivery by Friday? Urgency close. This discount is only valid today. Shall we finalize it now? Mastering the close ensures all your efforts lead to results. The Ben Franklin close. This technique involves using a pros and cons list to help the prospect make a decision. Present both the benefits and drawbacks of your product or service, but emphasize how the positives far outweigh the negatives. This logical approach can help hesitant buyers overcome their doubts. The feel, felt, found technique. This approach helps to empathize with the customer's concerns while reassuring them. Feel. I understand how you feel. Felt. Many of our customers felt the same way. Found. But after trying it, they found it was exactly what they needed. This method acknowledges objections and gently guides the customer towards a solution. The silent close. Sometimes, saying nothing after presenting your offer can be powerful. Allow silence to work in your favor, giving the customer space to think. The discomfort of silence often leads to the prospect taking action on their own. Price anchoring. Present a higher-priced option first to make the rest of your offerings seem more affordable. For example, if your product is $500, but you also offer a premium version at $1,000, the original price will feel like a better deal. Fear of missing out, FOMO. Similar to scarcity, FOMO taps into the desire to avoid loss. By highlighting what the customer could miss out on, whether it's an opportunity, experience, or benefit, you encourage them to act quickly. Example: this deal won't last, and it's your last chance to get in at this price. The direct approach. Sometimes the simplest method works best. Be upfront and clear with your prospect. If they're interested, ask them directly. Are you ready to buy today? This technique cuts through the fluff and provides clarity. The trial close. A trial close is used to gauge the prospect's readiness before asking for the final decision. Phrases like, "How does that sound to you?" or "Does this seem like something you would consider?" help assess whether they're on board without fully committing. Building rapport. Building a strong personal connection with a prospect can lead to long-term sales success. Show genuine interest in their needs, hobbies, and opinions. People are more likely to buy from someone they trust and feel comfortable with. The foot in the door technique. Start by asking for a small, easy commitment from the customer. Once they've agreed to something simple, they're more likely to agree to a larger request. For example, you might first offer a free consultation, which could lead to a full purchase later. The door in the face technique. This approach involves starting with a large, unreasonable request that is likely to be rejected, followed by a smaller, more reasonable request. The idea is that after the large request is turned down, the smaller request seems more acceptable. Example: would you donate $500 to this cause? Oh, it's a lot. How about $50? The summary. Close. This technique involves summarizing the key benefits of your product or service before asking for the sale. Recap how it solves the customer's problems or meets their needs, focusing on the value it provides. This helps reinforce their decision to buy. The balance sheet close. Similar to the Ben Franklin close, this technique involves creating a list of the pros and cons to help the customer weigh the decision. However, you focus on the positives in a way that makes the cons seem insignificant or easily outweighed by the benefits. The emotional close. Appeal to the emotions of the customer by focusing on how your product or service makes them feel, rather than just listing features. Use stories, testimonials, or imagery to trigger an emotional response that drives the decision-making process. The 10-10-10 rule. Help customers think about their decision from a long-term perspective by applying the 10-10-10 rule. Ask them to consider how they will feel about their decision in 10 minutes, 10 months, and 10 years. This helps them understand the lasting impact of their choices. The takeaway close. In this technique, you present a product or service to the customer, and then, if they're hesitating, you subtly suggest that the offer might not be available to them anymore. This sense of loss can prompt them to act quickly before the opportunity slips away. If you're not interested, I can offer this to someone else who's been waiting. The negative reverse selling. Instead of trying to sell the product outright, you ask the prospect why they wouldn't want it. This reverse psychology tactic makes them defend the decision to not buy, often leading them to see the product's value more clearly. Example: what makes you think this wouldn't work for you? The value-added selling. This technique involves offering additional value, features, or services that enhance the product you are selling. By showing the customer what extra they're getting, you demonstrate the product's true value and justify a higher price. Example: in addition to the product, you'll also get free maintenance for the first year. The empathy close. Empathize with the customer's situation and reassure them that you understand their concerns. This builds trust and makes them more likely to move forward. Example: I understand how frustrating the situation must be. Let's solve it together with this product. The persuasive language technique. Use persuasive, positive language that frames your product as the solution to a problem and avoids negative terms. For example, instead of saying "don't miss out," say "this is an incredible opportunity you'll want to seize."